Hello everyone, welcome to another video. I've had a fun few weeks on this Fiat 500. Didn't go quite as planned. Watch the video to find out what happened. Yeah, nightmare. Why did I wear Crocs? I've just broken something. Hello, it's a lovely wet day today, but I'm here to look at a Fiat 500. A friend has one for sale. It's a 2011. Previously category S, which is not something I usually buy, but if it's cheap enough and then I can sell it on, not ask too much for it, it shouldn't stick around too long. So it's got reasonable mileage. It's only got about 5 weeks MOT, so that'll need sorting. Needs a couple of tyres, I think a suspension arm, which I can do. Might do both at the same time, we'll see. So I might wait it out, or I might see if I've got an umbrella in the back, I don't know. See how long it takes to stop raining. So yeah, let's go and have a look at it. Well, the rain didn't hold up, in fact it got worse. Horrible. Anyway, took it for a quick test drive. All was good, clutch was okay, gearbox is good on this. A bit of a paint blemishes on the rear, and the only thing I noticed on the bodywork was a scuff on the front bumper. Just there, well, it's been touched in. But otherwise it's pretty straight. It needs 2 front tyres. I'm going to try and stick an MOT on it as it is with the tyres done, and then sort out any advisories afterwards, I think, because there'll be a few, I'm sure, but I'll get the front arms done most likely. Other than that, all is good. It needs a V5 applying for, but from experience that's not normally an issue. People tend to trust me enough to buy a car without a V5, but all in all I think it's a good little car, and hopefully I can get this one turned around pretty quick. Why did I wear Crocs? Stupid. Well, let's come straight to the garage for a pre-MOT check. I don't need tyres. Let's see what else they find. I've asked them to look at the oil leak, because that was advised as well. So fingers crossed the list isn't too big. Let's give them the keys. Okay, did you find anything?
Right, it's got a bit of a lift. I think there's something knocking on the front as well when I drove it, because
It's probably the front arms then. They were advised last year.
that's probably what it is then, but there's definitely something knocking at the front.
Right, Fiat is back at base. So the plan with this car is to see if I can sort out the leak by the filter housing. They said it's dripping down the engine, causing it to make it look like there's an oil leak, but there's not. So I'll have to give everything a clean with some brake cleaner. Now I've got to find the coolant housing, whatever they called it, see why it's leaking, and then go from there, I think. What else am I going to do today? Oh, the battery's not secure. So there's a strap on there. Okay, maybe not. It's missing a bolt. Hopefully that will clean off, and I'll find a bolt that fits that. Right, I found the thermostat housing. It's right down there, so I'm going to have to take out the battery, which will be easy. Battery tray, probably this pipe as well, and see if I can get it off. Well, I can see where it was leaking, so it's all gone down there and just sort of mixed up with all the grease and oil and stuff. Hence the oil leak, which it wasn't. But it's bone dry and it hasn't been losing any water at all. So I think we're good to go and leave that as it is, to be honest, because it's just not leaking. So there's no point in changing it if it's not leaking. But yeah, I'm glad they've found out that there's no oil leak and that's where it was coming from. So yeah, maybe it was changed before, but definitely not leaking, so I'm happy with that. I'll get everything cleaned up, give it all a good jet wash. Engine bay's all nice and clean. Now to look through the Aladdin's cave of nuts and bolts to see if I've got a match for that thread. Right, it takes some rummaging, but I've got a battery strap bolt that fits, so all good. Now I've got to make sure I put all of these back. Don't leave any on the driveway. If you've ever had a Fiat 500 before, you'll be familiar with the bad design here. Every time you open the boot, the wires chafe on the hole there, causing them to break. So this one's obviously had it happen too. It's been repaired. That one there is just going, so I'm going to put some tape around there and then re-secure this. That was flapping out. Right, I think that looks a bit better. Well, I've just noticed someone's put a big screw in there in the washer jet. I've just sprayed the window to find out why, and it looks like the nozzle things have come out, so it was just trickling. So they've tried to kind of increase the pressure a bit. Now it kind of blasts all over there. I mean, it'd probably be okay for an MOT, but I think I should replace that. Can't be that expensive, can they? Anyway, it's had a full wash. I've done the wheels as well. That took a while. Gonna do a quick vacuum. It's not too bad at all inside, really. It won't take me long at all. And then probably get the car jacked up, because I'm gonna have a go at the arms myself. I've done them before. I've had about 30 of these cars, so I know sort of how to do the arms. You have to take the bumper off, then you have to take the front of the, what's it called, off? I don't know, it's too hot. Subframes, yep, the subframe bars have to come off as well to get to the bolts for the wishbones. But yeah, it's not too bad a job. I've done it before plenty of times. And then I might even have a go at this bumper corner. I've got the paint match for it, so I can't make it any worse, can I? I think I'm going to give it a go. Well, there we go, the world's quickest valet. Doesn't look too bad, does it? I didn't even polish it. Who's that? Didn't even polish it. I've just given it a quick wash. But yeah, it's not looking too bad. Apart from the blemishes there as well. This wing's been repainted, I can see. Probably the bumper as well. Probably the bonnet, because the bonnet's got a different paint code on the sticker. So it comes up as a blue colour. So I think that came from a blue car originally and it was painted. But there we go. I'll get the advert up, get it booked in for its MOT. But there we go, bit of progress today anyway. Right, the wheels are off. I'll take them tomorrow to get changed. Noticed in here, the brakes felt a bit kind of like not smooth when you press them. And looking at this, the pads are very, very worn. So they didn't pick that up on the pre-MOT inspection, but they are going to need changing very soon. And there's a lip disc here, and there's also a groove in there. So yeah, new discs and pads, I think. So the brakes should feel good again. I've been out working in the sun all day on another project car I'm working on. And someone messaged about the Fiat, wanted to come and see it. They're happy to take it for a bit less without the MOT, providing the bits are done. So the arms have arrived, discs and pads are here. Tyres, where are they? The wheels, sorry, they're in the boot of my car. So they need to go on. Yeah, so she's going to come at, well, about an hour or so. So I need to get the wheels back on, drop the car. I might better get this done before she gets here, because I touched that in for the pictures on my phone. So if I can quickly do that, I will have to rip this off though when I do the arms, so hopefully I won't damage my freshly painted bumper. But yeah, let's try and get that done before she's here. Giving it a quick sand. These scratches are quite deep, so I'm going to quickly fill these and give it a sand and a coat of primer, I think. First lot of filler is dry. Hopefully this will be enough. Just do it in one application, that'll be good. Right, that feels pretty smooth. This might need a bit more, but what I'm going to do, because I'm impatient, I'm going to do a first coat of primer and then I can just add more filler. It's easier to see where you need to fill once it's primed. So covered the car in a bed sheet. I've not masked it off here because I want a natural blend, so I'm only masking it off like with the panel ends, so to speak. So that looks pretty good. That's all flat. There's a bit there and a bit just there, so I'm going to refill these bits once the primer's dry. So I found some more here too. I was being a bit fussy. So let's give it another coat of primer. Hopefully this will be it. Yeah, pretty happy with that. I'll let that dry and then I'll give it a quick light sand and give it a top coat to see what it looks like. Okay, here we go. First coat's going on. Check it is the right colour. Yeah, 612 Fiat. Wouldn't be the first time I sprayed it and it's blue or something. I'm doing a light coat to start with. Just covering the primer, then going a little bit further so it feathers out nicely. Right, let's let that dry. You're supposed to let each one dry for an hour or so, but don't really have the time. I'm going to put some lacquer on and call it quits on that one, I think. This will stop it from coming off next time they wash it. So fingers crossed she likes it. Well, she's just cancelled and she's not replying now. She said the kids were playing up, but I don't think they were. I think she's just changed her mind. So Needn't have rushed that. I'll get started on the arms anyway. Excuse the beer, it's late. I've been out in the sun all day. I'm exhausted. It's 8 o'clock in the evening. So yeah, that's my excuse. A quick repair needed on this bumper. I noticed the fog light was loose. So I've glued it back on here because it's only stuck on, it's sort of bonded. So I've used a 2-part resin stuff. Used one of my wife Kerry's clamps. Those are always useful, those. And this side had come off, so I've just drilled a hole and I've shoved a cable tie through there. And I'm just going to secure it around here to keep this end in as well. There we go, easy as that. So this is now free from the car. You can see why it had to come out, because the bolt is actually inside there for the arm. So it's that one there. There's no way around it, unfortunately. It's been a while since I've done this. I've just remembered you have to take out the washer pump as well to get the other side off. Ridiculous. Forget that, you can actually just take one out, leave the other one in and just kind of bend it out the way. But yeah, there it is, it's off. Wasn't too bad at all. I was supposed to call it quits this evening, but that was bugging me, so I've been respraying it. Maybe I didn't shake the can enough, I don't know. So I sanded it off, did it again. It looks better at the moment, so hopefully it is. But until it goes back on, I don't know. But that does look much better than before. I'll show you the fun you can have removing these wishbones. So the first thing to do is remove the bolt that goes through here, which I've done. Then you've got to basically force it out. So the first thing I do is put a long bar in on there and then jump on it, basically. That's a parasol holder if you haven't got one. And basically you have to do this and jump on it like that, which I've already done by the way. And then it pops out, and then you can go in there with Thor's hammer and just basically smack it and it should pop out. Let's see if that works. Okay, that might be enough. Let's see if the bar will pop it out. I think I got it. I put it on there and just kind of went like that. I think it's now out. Right, it's the other 2 bolts now. In theory, it should be ready to come out now, but from memory, it's always a bit difficult. Let's see what happens. Okay, it's out from there. It's this back one which I know is a pain to get in as well. Oh, that was easy. Out with the old, in with the new. Right, I've used the hammer like that to push it up all the way. Now the bolt can go through and secure it in place. Right, so that's the arm on. Pretty happy with that, it's easy enough. If I can do it in my Crocs on a driveway with just a bar and a big fat hammer, which I broke, which is handy because it's actually easier to use. Yeah, if I can do it like that, then anyone can do it, no excuse. Time with the brake discs and pads, but as usual with a car you run into some sort of trouble. This one here came out okay, these hold the disc in. This one completely burred. I've tried even these on it, it's just not budging at all, so I have to cut it off. I've got spare one anyway, so it's not an issue. The disc is onto the pads. I've just broken something. I've broken a wire, but it doesn't matter because the new one comes with new ones. I think these are pad wear sensors, and the old one kind of is there. I tried to take it out gently, but it just broke, so never mind, got new ones. Well, that's exhausting. Done both sides, all back on okay. Try to stay out of the sun as much as possible, but no, went fine, no issues at all. And look at the colour match, much better. I think I just didn't shake the can enough, so I made a mistake. Never mind. Well, maybe I should have gone for the more expensive ones. That's the original, that's the new one. It's miniature, and the thing is pointing the wrong way, which means the cable, the tube's going to be kinked, so waste of time. Well, this could be stupid or completely genius. I've chucked in a wall plug, and I've drilled the smallest hole I can for the drill. I'm going to see if that squirts or not. Be interesting to find out. If it does, I can just cut this off and it'll be a permanent fix. See what happens. Moment of truth. I mean, it's not bad. Might see if I can find a smaller drill bit to make the more pressure that comes out, but yeah, let's give it a go. I couldn't find the small enough drill bit, so I found another wall plug which has a split just along the middle. I've put it in and cut it flush, so that will give more pressure. Let's see if that works. Oh, that's better. I think that'll do. I mean, obviously I'll point it out to someone, but you know, at least it works and it'll pass an MOT. Well, that was lucky. Just after I finished doing the ingenious mod on the water jet, a guy who lives actually just down there. That's convenient. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. Anyway, he came up with his daughter to look at the car. He offered me 13. I said it was up at 1450. I can do 1350, but that's lowest. It's a cheap car, and he went for it. So it's now under deposit, and they're picking it up tomorrow. So yeah, good result I think. I had to do a bit of faffing with the suspension arms and brake discs and pads, getting the tyres done. But all in all, this will make a nice little profit I think. So let's run through some numbers. So I got the car for £600. Tyres were £55. The pre-MOT check was 48, which is the same price as an MOT. I might as well just got it MOT'd, but I didn't know at the time. Anyway, front arms £43.99, spray can £20.47. The disc and pads £86.40. Now I could have got a cheaper set off eBay, but I wanted to get on with it there and then, and I wanted to make sure I got the right ones, so I went with my local supplier. Fuel £8.51. So total spent £862.37. Sell price £13.50. So that leaves a profit of. Well, I've just had some bad news. Sorry, excuse my lisp. I've just had a filling. The buyer has just contacted me saying, sorry, they can no longer afford it. The daughter's going to uni and she hasn't got the money. That's not good news at all. They've paid about half of the car. They've still got to pay £750, but yeah, they're not buying it basically. So I can't really be mean and keep all the money. So I've said I'm going to have to keep the £100 deposit because I've had the car for nearly 2 weeks sat in the driveway waiting for you to pick it up. It's been in the way. Not only that, they've applied for the V62 form and he's paid for a year's tax on it. So now I have to wait for that to arrive to his address before I can sell it, because you can't put another V62 application form in within a short period. So I can't basically sell the car unless someone wants to take it as it is with the tax on it, knowing that they can't apply for the V5 until it comes through, which is a bit dodgy anyway, because any point and speeding fines are going to go to the new keeper, who's not the new keeper. So what I'll have to do is hang on to it, refund them everything but the £100 deposit, and then just wait for the logbook to arrive in his address, pick it up, put it back into trade. He'll get the refund on majority of the tax he's paid. They'll send a check for the refund, the DVLA, and then I'll have to sell it then. So yeah, that's really put a spanner in the works now. I'll have the car for another couple of weeks and yeah, try and sell it again. Also, the MOT is now very close, so I'm going to have to now get an MOT on it, which means I will have to invest more, but then try and sell it for more to get the money back. So yeah, not ideal at all. Well, look behind me, you'll see a Fiat 500 driving away. There it goes. That was quick. I basically put it up for 1650, saying it's going to have a new MOT, and then unfortunately that guy this morning crashed his other Fiat 500, which was his daughter's car. He hasn't told the daughter, so he's just bought that one. He's going to replace it. She doesn't even know yet. So yeah, that's going to be funny. But anyway, he's happy with it. He did a deal at 1500 without the MOT. The V5, it's going to arrive with my neighbour in a couple of weeks. So I've said to him, it's tax now, I'll drive it on the tax, and then when the new V5 arrives, I'll have to backdate it for the date he bought it, so there's no sort of speeding fines or anything that go to the other person. So yeah, that one's gone. So let's do some numbers and see if it's worth doing. So that's a total spend of 862.37, sale price of 1500, leaves a profit of 637.63. Wait, there's more. So the guy got home, he messaged and said, does this car need a clutch? I said, no, it's fine. Why? Basically, he sent me a video which I couldn't make heads or tail from. He reckons the car's now not going into gear intermittently. Now his daughter needs it for a test on Saturday. I mean, I've been using the car, it's perfectly fine. I don't know what the issue is, but he seems genuine enough in his concerns. So I said, look, if it's for your daughter's test and she's not going to be able to get on with it, then bring it back and I'll refund you. But then he said he can't because he's put a full tank of fuel in and he's paid 200 quid to swap the insurance and he's lost a whole day and the test is coming up Saturday. So he refused the refund offer and he said the crashed Fiat he has is at the garage and he reckons, or the mechanic reckons, it could be a gearbox, the diff in the gearbox, which is quite excessive. Anyway, he said I can use that gearbox and pay the mechanic to swap it and I'll stick a new clutch in at the same time, but you know, how are you going to resolve it? I said, well, I've just given you an offer for a refund. I'll come and collect it. How about that? He goes, no, I've lost a whole day. I'll have to charge you for a day. Like, you can't charge me for your time. I mean, buying a cheap used car is a risk. The fact you've put a full tank of fuel in and insured it, again, why? Anyway, so what we've agreed with, get it to the garage, see what's actually wrong with it. His mechanic can fix it hopefully the next day because the test is in 2 days' time. So if it is the gearbox, he have a spare one and then it'll just be chucked on there. And then I've sort of said, okay, I'll cover the labour for your mechanic. And then it's out my hair. I won't have to see the car again. So yeah, that's what we've said. But let's see what the mechanic says tomorrow. Might just be a linkage issue, but it was fine for me. I've got no idea how it's suddenly just gone wrong. Maybe the clutch is a bit sticky. Maybe the car's not been used for a while. I don't know, but I've been using it myself. So yeah, let's see what he says. Right, well, next day he got it to the garage. Turns out it was the gearbox. All fixed now, swapped over. He put a new clutch in at the same time at his expense. So yeah, it's just one of those things, I think. I mean, I guess it's important if you're buying a cheap car, you've got to use it properly, give it a good test. Although I was using it myself, maybe I didn't use it enough. So yeah, I could have held my ground and said, no, my only offer is a refund. I'll come and collect it. Okay, I'll cover the fuel you've put in. Any other... This mount's hilarious. Anyway, sorry. Just want to finish this video now and move on. Right there. So any other personal expenses, I could just argue and say, look, it's just one of those things. I can't cover your insurance. They'll probably refund you anyway if it's for switching the car. So yeah, but I decided, look, let's just get this dealt with, keep everyone happy, pay for it. So basically the labour cost me 450 quid, so it wasn't ideal. So take into account the profit, I'm going to keep going, I don't care. Take into account the profit, which was, hang on, let me check what that was. £187.63 now, minus that 450. I also kept the £100 deposit from the other guys, so I guess you could say 287.63. Was it worth it, having the car for sort of 2-3 weeks and doing all that work? Probably not. But no, it's gone. Some cars lose money, some cars make money, some you break even on, so could have been worse. At least everyone's happy, apart from me. So yeah, 187.63. That's a Category S then, bought and sold. I don't normally like buying Category S cars, but if they're cheap enough, I'll buy them because you can just sell them and just knock off the price. So typically, a cheap Category S car, you've got to knock off a third of its retail value just to get it gone, really. Otherwise, people just don't want to buy it. But there we go. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you had much more fun watching than I had making it. But yeah, one of those things. Anyway, I'll see you on the next video soon. Bye for now.